So what I'd like to do now is to introduce Lauren Matwes onto the floor. Lauren is going to do the first presentation, and the presentation is going to be about the GradConnect application process. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Jenny. Morning, everyone. I first like to acknowledge the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation on which land we're working today, and thank you everyone for attending. GradConnect 2024 is a bit different because we're now going to an annual process instead of a biannual process. And it will be for positions starting from July 2024 to June 2025. So, for those who don't know GradConnect, so GradConnect is a centralized interview recruitment process where people apply online for enrolled nurses, registered nurses, and midwives. And you've got a wide range of opportunities to work through. It includes practicing public services that you will have the opportunity to chat with today, and private and edge care providers, which information you'll be able to find on our website a week or so after the forum. It's centralized by our office, the W Chief Nursing and Midwifery, and particularly by the GradConnect team. And any informations can be directed to our inbox, which is gnc@health.w.gov.au. And be aware, guys, that the process is quite competitive. So we want you to be prepared for that. So we decided to create a handbook this year. So the handbook is not yet on the website. It will be up fully by the end of the year. But the handbook has been designed for you to have all the essential information to make sure you apply safely and securely, and that you can succeed in obtaining a graduate program. Before online applications open, make sure that you read the handbook, because what we'll touch base on today will be a brief overview of the handbook, but more information will be available on the handbook for you, much more detail. The handbook is going to be published at a specific time. So make sure that you go on our website regularly for updates, because sometimes we've got slightly little changes. So please go on our website regularly for some checks. GradConnect, just like I said, is going from a biannual to an annual process. So for the applicants that were aware of the process before, you had like 2 intakes, one in July for position in the Jan and January period of the following year, and applications in March for July and December period for the same year. And now it will be applications in February, March, roughly, for the July of the same year to the June of the following year. Applications will open on the 15th of March 2024 at 9 a.m. Perth time. So please, applicants from interstate or overseas, make sure that you're aligned with Perth time, and they will close on the 3rd of April at 1 p.m. So it leaves you 2 full weeks and 3 weekends to prepare nice application. And also be aware that we decided to close the applications on a Wednesday, because the 1st of April is a long weekend. So we gave you a tiny bit longer. Late applications, guys, will not be accepted. So make sure that you prepare ahead. The deadline is, it's an online portal, so it's the same deadline for everyone. It opens at the set time and closes at the same time, so late applications will not be accepted. Just looking at the different key dates. So for GradConnect, we've got like 2 different rounds. So the first round is gonna start for you from the 1st of April to the 14th of May. That's when health service providers will be able to look at your applications and conduct interviews that will be online or in person. First preference offers will be sent on the 15th of May, and they will be sent online and via email. So you'll receive an email from the portal to log in to do your application, and then you will have to log back in and accept or decline your offer. You will have 2 days to do that, 2 days only. So please make sure that you keep those key dates close to you and that you're able to connect at that time. And make sure also that you provide with your personal address email and that you check your junk mail to make sure that you haven't missed on the opportunity. Applicants that are unsuccessful at their first preference site will be notified from the 24th of May to the 27th of May. So unfortunately, if you didn't receive an email on the 15th of May, it means that you've not been successful for your first preference. Second preference will come from the 28th of May to the 20th of June. So that's when second preference sites will be able to contact you and conduct interviews just like first preference. Offers will be made on the 21st of June, same as first preference. And the deadline for you to reply again will be 2 days. Unsuccessful applicants will, at their second preference sites, will be notified from the 1st of July to the 3rd of July. The process closes on the 5th of July 2024. For applicants that have been unsuccessful but meet the eligibility criteria, they will be left in a pool of remaining applicants where sites can come, look at your application, and make offers to you until February 2025. You will remain in a pool of suitable remaining applicants. To be eligible for GradConnect, we've got like 4 eligibility criteria. So the first one is to be eligible for registration as an enrolled nurse, registered nurse, or midwife with the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia. You must be registered not less than 2 weeks prior to your employment date. For your registration, you also need to meet the English language skill requirement standards from the Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency. Very long word, so I'll say APRA, it'll be quite easier. And please, guys, make sure you have a look at these English language skills. Criteria is different, whether you've been born in Australia, whether you've studied abroad and everything. So I encourage you to have a look at the APRA website. And again, same as for your registration, English language requirements will have to be given to your employer at least 2 weeks prior to your start date. This process can be quite onerous for some of you, so make sure that you inquire from now. APRA is linked to your registration. So all questions related to your registration will be directed directly to APRA. So go on their website and get familiar with it. You will have to start your registration as soon as possible. So you can start at least 6 weeks prior to finishing your course. You do not want to wait the last minute because then your start date will be delayed. And for more information, just like I said, visit the website. So the information that we have today on this slide will also be on our website after the forum. So just click on the link and go on internet. Okay, so second eligibility criteria. So to be eligible for GradConnect, you need to be an Australian or New Zealand citizen or an Australian permanent or temporary resident with valid visa and full working rights for the duration of the program. As part of the application process, those with a temporary visa will have to give their visa subclass and their visa expiry date. For internationally qualified nurses and midwives, please have a look at the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia website to find out more. And we also have some more information about that on our handbook. The third eligibility criteria is to have completed your nursing and or midwifery studies after the 1st of January 2023. So anyone that finishes their studies after January 2023 will be able to apply. So it includes, of course, the following dates. So early 2023, July 2023, December 2023, early 2024, July 2024, December 2024, and early 2025. Anyone that finished their studies after the 29th of February 2025 are not eligible. So you really have to be in that bracket after 1st of January 2023 and before 29th of February 2025. The last eligibility criteria is not have previously participated in a grad nursing or midwifery program in the designation you are applying for. So let's say that you've previously applied as an EN. You won't be able to apply as an EN again, but you can apply to a registered nursing or midwifery program. If you previously applied as an RN, you can't reapply to an RN program, but you can with a midwifery program. And if you already participated in a midwifery program, again, you can't participate in a midwifery program, but you can do an RN program if you're willing to. For dual degree applicants, you can apply to the RN and the midwifery program, and whether which one you will prefer, then you will be picked in the RN stream or the midwifery stream. Other relevant information. So assessment with GradConnect is based on merit. So you will have selection criteria to address. And this is where your ranking will come from and whether you get the opportunity for interview and then having offered a position. Priority will be given to applicants that are Australian citizens, Australian permanent residents, and New Zealand citizens, and applicants that have completed their studies within Australia. Successful applicants must meet the NMBA English Skill Registration Standards, just like I said before, and specific employment requirements of the hospital or air service who you will be working for, but these details will be given by the health service after you've been offered a position. More information for English requirements are in the handbook. Department of Health is committed to growing the Aboriginal workforce across healthcare system, and Section 51 of the Equal Opportunities Act 1984 applies to all GradConnect vacancies. Aboriginal nurse and midwives graduates are strongly encouraged to apply. And you can get assistance with your application by contacting Job Skills WA and also contacting the Centre of Aboriginal. Sorry, my screen is frozen. Studies located at university. What we're doing at the office is providing candidate support. So you might have seen Shannon earlier, and she'll be giving a presentation at 1:10, and she'll give you more information about that and how we're going to support Aboriginal applicants within the office. If you can't attend the session, please send us an email via our GNC inbox, and we'll be able to reply and support you. Okay, so just like I said earlier, applications open on the 15th of March and close on the 3rd of April. Once we're gonna open the applications, you will have on our GradConnect website an Apply Now button. We're gonna have 3, so one for the EN cohort, one for the registered nursing cohort, and one for the midwifery cohort. So just click on the Apply Now button. It will direct you to our jobs page, and then you can have a read at the advert. You can click on the brief summary of duties, use the brief summary of duties to complete your selection criteria, and then you can do the application. Everything's online. You can download your information online. There's nothing that you need to send to the HSPs during this period. If you unfortunately apply to the wrong application, it's not an issue. Just withdraw your application and log back again to the right cohort. But it's quite straightforward, so it shouldn't happen. And just like also I touched base earlier, please make sure you enter your details, because if you're not, because I understand you'll have like education provider email, and most of you like to use this one, so then you don't have to juggle in between email addresses. But let's say you're not successful to your first and second run, and you're in your pool, and then your education provider email expires, then we're not able to contact you, so please give us a personal email address. Once you've submitted your application, you will not be able to edit it. It's very important that you provide with the right application, that you enter your selection criteria, that you make sure that you've replied to all the questions, that you check for spell checks before submitting your application, because it won't be editable after you submitted it. So once you press the submit button, there's no way you can edit it. And I'll say that particularly for your preferences, you can't call the office and say, "Oh, sorry guys, I clicked on the wrong service. That's not my first preference. This won't be able to edit." The only information that you will be able to edit is your personal information and your referees information, because sometimes they change positions, so you might be able to edit them. To edit that, you just call RAM's help desk, and they will be able to go in and change that. But your application per se, with your selection criteria, your preferences, and all the questions, they won't be able to edit. So make sure you provide the right information from the beginning. The online application, you will have like certain amount of questions. One of those will be the referees. So you will be required to enter 2 referees. One of them must be a clinical nurse or supervisor, or someone that can acknowledge of the work that you've been doing as a nurse or a midwife. You also have to upload proof of identification, so that can be a birth certificate, a passport, or any citizenship certificate, and your temporary visa status if you're on a temporary visa. Immunization, all WA Health system employees are strongly encouraged to be vaccinated against COVID-19. So you also have to provide with that level of information. And curriculum vitae is not required for enrolled nursing and registered nursing applicants, only for midwifery applicants. Make sure it's up to date. Those different documents will be able to be uploaded on your application at the end of your application, and you just have to have them on your desktop and just upload them. It's very easy. Preparing your best application. So it's not always easy for you to prepare. For some of you, it will be your first nursing or midwifery application. So please take a proactive approach. Visit the health service provider websites, look at where they're located, what program they offer, what services do they have, to make sure that you choose right for yourself. Listen to all the presentations today, guys, so you'll have like very important information from all our public service providers, and it will maybe give you an idea of where you would like to work if you don't already. Take your time to prepare your application. Do not leave it to the last minute. The selection criteria is already on our GradConnect website. Go there, have a look, start working on ideas if you already have examples. If you don't have much examples, that's okay. Just make sure that you use your transferable skills. Whatever you learn theoretically can be applied as well in some examples. Download or print the application checklist. So in the handbook, at the almost at the end of the handbook, you'll have a checklist. So just print it and make sure that you tick all the boxes. And for more information about the selection criteria, the application set list, just refer to the handbook as well. Selection criteria, so each related to your profession. Word limit 300 words for ENs and RNs, 400 words for midwifery applicants. It will be assessed via a standardized marking system. So every HSP will have the same marking system. So we make it compliant for everyone. Consider that you have all the experience, education, transferable skill, interpersonal skills, and attributes that are written into your selection criteria as well. So it's not long words, but make sure you've got the keywords. And you also need to have a logical structure to it. So one of the common one is STAR, so situation, task, action, activity, and result. But you also have ISOBAR, SAO, and other methods. And again, more information can be found in the handbook about that. Employment preferences. So you will have to choose two preferences where you would like to work in Western Australia. These preferences will give you an opportunity to work across metropolitan, regional, rural, or remote settings. Health services are responsible for setting their own graduate or transition to practice programs. So please, if you know that you already want to work for one of them, listen at their presentation today to learn more about the program that they offer. And you are strongly encouraged to look at the information today, and also information will be uploaded on the website if you miss on one of the opportunities today. And you also have breakout sessions, just like Jenny said earlier, where you can go and talk directly to the recruiters. Pool of remaining applicants. So just like I'd said earlier, applicants that are unsuccessful to their first and second preference will be able to remain in a pool, and we'll try to monitor the pool as much as possible. And if we have, if services have one withdrawal, they can go back in the pool and look at other applicants. We will give you the opportunity to name a preference for that pool, and we'll try to respect that if possible. And appointments will be made from that pool from the 5th of July when the process closes, 2024, until end of February 2025. If you decline an interview or decline an offer on employment, you will exit the process. So make sure that if you want to be considered for the pool of remaining applicants, you don't decline or an interview or an offer on employment. Let's say you've not been made offer with your first preference, and your second preference, you say, now maybe not. And then your first preference comes back to you saying, hey guys, we have a position available now, do you want to join? It will be too late, because you will have declined an interview and an offer of employment. Participating health services. So all public health services are participating in our GradConnect process for 2024. You will have the opportunity to talk to them today. And private health services will have information, and healthcare providers as well on our website. ENs and RNs offer different programs, just like midwifery programs. So we encourage you to have a look at our handbook where it is all detailed, because I'm not going to go through them one by one today, but just like having a look at the list. So many programs available for you to choose from. Intakes. Very important for you to understand what an intake is. So, an intake basically refers to your starting period of your graduate program. So, every HSP will have a different intake, and you should take into account that your intake start date will depend on your registration date. So some programs will be open, let's say, in July 2024, but you will finishing your studies in December 2024, so you won't be able to apply to this one. So please make sure that you apply to the right program. Different providers will have different numbers of intake and different dates. So look at our again handbook. At the end of the handbook, you will have the different services, and you will have two columns and the start dates for 2024 and the start dates for 2025. If one of the columns is empty, it means that they have no intakes for 2024 or no intakes for 2025. So more information in the handbook. Have a look at that and make sure you choose the right program, because when you're selecting for your preferences, if you selected wrong, then you won't be able to change it and you might miss on the opportunity to work for one of our health services. Interviews, they're during the below periods. For the first preference from the 14th of May, and second preference for the 28th of May and the 20th of June. For all those key dates, they've been like, I've went through it quickly at the beginning of the presentation. So if you want to print them and have them handy, so then you don't miss out. Ensure you are contactable within those time frames, so either phone number or email. Most of the providers, and we will surely contact you with an email, so make sure you've got access to your emails. Interview preparation. Your interview questions will be based on your selection criteria. So make sure you reread your selection criteria and you work on it. And more information as well in the section interview tips of the handbook. Make sure also you have a look at the mission values for the health services that you're applying for. It will help you supporting a good interview. Offers of employment are made to successful applicants, again within the period below, 15th of May and 21st of June for second preference. You must accept or decline this offer by the due date. You will have 2 days to respond to your offer, and it must be completed online. In case you've got troubles logging in, again, you can contact RAM's help desk. The contact will be given on one of the last pages of this presentation. And it is your responsibility to be aware of the dates when the offers have made. So if you've got printing the key dates, you will know when they are. If you decline a first preference offer, you will not be available for your second preference, or you will not remain in a pool of suitable qualified applicants. So make sure you decline your preference wisely. And it will be the same if you neither accept or decline within the time frame, within the 2 days, then you will be considered as a decline, not available for second preference, or not available for the pool of remaining applicants. Waiting, not easy to wait. We understand that. Keep the key dates handy and refer for the critical periods. All sites have different interview strategies. All sites determine their own schedule within and time frame, but within our key dates. And try to ignore social media messages, things from your other students, because you can create confusion. You can always email us in case you have a doubt. but do not call or email the site requesting status update for your application. Starting periods can occur between July 2024 to June 2025. If you wish to defer your start date, you will have to negotiate this with the health services, and they will try to accommodate. If you need to work part-time, again, something that you need to discuss with your health service, and it will be discussed on case-by-case basis. Feedback, different periods for you to request for feedback, whether you're successful or not. The period for the first run will be from the 27th of May to the 31st of May 2024, and second preference site from the 1st of 5th of July 2024. You will be provided with email list to request feedback in our correspondence with you in the emails. If you want to withdraw, make sure you do it online. If you've been successful to interview, have accepted an offer, but you still want to withdraw because it's not convenient for you, please make the health service know. It will help them organize themselves as well. Sorry, it's quite blurred. So once you've withdrawn your application, your application can't be reinstated. So make sure you choose wisely. Sometimes unpredictable happens. So we all understand that things is like doesn't work as planned. So please make sure you contact your provider before making any concrete decisions. If you didn't secure a position for the GradConnect 2024, you can still apply for GradConnect 2025. Please make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria. All the services will have RN or midwifery level 1 position available for you. So make sure you look at our jobs on Jobs WA Health website or our occupations page as well. IT support. If you need support and information, you can email Ram's Help Desk or phone them directly. If you've got any GradConnect questions, go on the website or then send us an email. If you've got any site requested questions, you can make them directly to the health providers. They will give you the information today as well on how to contact them. And for any information on scholarships and incentives, you can send them to our scholarship team, and the contact will be available on the handbook as well. Good luck, guys. Thank you for listening. We're going to go through a run of questions. This section of questions will be only related to GradConnect. So if you've got any questions related to the different health services, please direct those questions directly to them later on during the day or in the breakout sessions.
Thank you very much, Lauren. I'd like to invite several people on to answer during the Q&A questions. So we have got Bethel Worku, Shannon Teal, Gail Wright, and Madhuri Bradanka, as well as Melanie Eaton. So we've got a lot of chat in the Q&A section. So we do have a couple of people filtering the question at the moment. Can I ask either Gail, would you be able to read out one of the questions for Lauren to respond to?
So I'll just shoot with the first one. So application will be chosen based on merit. So it means that your selection criteria is assessed within a very defined criteria, whether you've answered all the different it's a marking rubric, so you need to make sure that you've replied to all part of the questions of your selection criteria. Question from Katie. If you're finishing your degree in December 2024, you'll be able to apply, yeah. Applications are not only for public providers, they're also for private and aged care providers. Some of them, they will be listed in the handbook, but today our only participants are the WA Public Services where you can have information from, and more information will be available on the website for the private and the aged care providers a little bit, maybe in a week or so on our website. We don't know yet the date exact when the handbook will be sent to us, guys, but definitely it will be available before the end of the year. The duration for the interview, we've got another question. So it depends on the health service providers. So, and it's a panel to interview. It usually lasts for 30 minutes, but it might be different for each HSP. Kate, yes, all PowerPoint presentations, all recordings will be available on our website. Yeah, before applying to GradConnect. No, you don't need to have your registration before applying to GradConnect. You will have to have your registration 2 weeks prior to finishing, 2 weeks prior to your starting date. So GradConnect opens in March 2024, and some of you will only finish their studies in December 2024. So, of course, we don't expect you to be registered by the time of the application open, but to be eligible for registration, and make sure that your registration finishes, appears two weeks prior to your starting date. Preferences, you will have to be able to choose between all public HSPs, some of the private sector. We've got St. John of God and Ramsay Peel participating, and we also have some aged care providers. Okay, so someone wants clarification about the intake. So intake equals starting date. So when you're gonna go on our handbook, you're gonna have the site. So it will be 3 pages for EN programs, for RN programs, and for midwifery program. And you'll have site Z having intakes in 2024 and in 2025. And then you will have site X, for example, having no starting date in 2024 and just starting date in 2025. So if you finish your studies in early 2024 and you want to choose a site that only starts in, let's say, March 2025, it means that you will have a gap of such and such months before you starting as a graduate program. Saying that, there is no cap hours on your working hours as an enrolled nurse, registered nurse, or midwife. So you can work as many hours as you want and can still start a graduate program. The criteria same as the one that we had last year. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. So I've got a question from Megan, and she's asking why we are only requiring CVs for midwifery applicants. It's because some of the midwifery applicants have a broader experience, and some of them will have similar ranking in their selection criteria. So it helps the health service decide which applicant will suit best their services. So I think I've touched base on if you're finishing your studies earlier that year and your start date only starts like 4 to 5 months after, you can work as an EN, RN, or midwife. There is no cap hours, so you're not just waiting for your grad program. You can start working and then get the transition to practice program that you have been offered. I've got a question from Sarah. Sarah, no, unfortunately, if you accepted an offer with your second preference and then your first preference come back to you, you will not be able to change, because if you accepted your offer with a second preference, to be able to accept with your first preference, you will have to decline the second preference. And if you decline any preference, you'll be out of the process. It's like also to like, it's all about fairness. I mean, if you accepted your second preference, it will be too easy to come back and say, oh no, sorry guys, I've changed my mind. No, once you've accepted an offer, accept it like wisely if you really want it, and then if you accept it, you will need to start with your second preference. Okay. You have to pick two preferences. It's not suggested that you pick twice the same preference, because if you're picking the same preference twice, it won't give you more chances to get the position. But you can still do that if you want to, but it's not advised to do that. And you will have to choose two preferences. You can't actually, like as in with the computer, you can't click a preference blank. So you will have to choose two preferences. If you don't get a grad program, you can still reapply to GradConnect. So we make the eligibility criteria wide enough for you to be able to be unsuccessful once and then reapply to the next process. Okay, let me scroll through. Yes, you can also work as an AIN while waiting for your grad program. Totally cool with that. You've got 2 days to accept your offer. So offers come online on the key dates, and then you will have 2 days to accept or decline that offer. Most of them appear midweek. So if you've got struggles accepting online, you can always contact us, but it should be pretty straightforward. So only 2 days. And if you haven't accepted or declined within those 2 days, you will be considered as declined. You can upload your resume as an RN, but the recruiters won't read it. So you can physically do it, but recruiters are only interested in looking at midwifery resume.
Thank you very much, Lauren. We have run out of time for this particular session in terms of answering. There are a lot of questions I can see online at the moment. I would definitely encourage you, all of you, to, if you have any other questions, to attend one of the breakout sessions. We will be able to talk to you in person during those sessions. What I would like to do is now introduce our next speaker. Thank you very much,
Jenny.
Lauren.